Cool, let's go ahead.
All right, everybody. Hello and welcome. It is Wednesday, February the 25th. You are here, or the 26th if you're on the other side of the world. You are here for How to Build a Side Hustle with AI in One Weekend. My name is Albert, and I am your co-host today. Albert's List is when I'm the founder of Albert's List. We're a job search, AI, and side hustle education organization helping you become the most resilient you can be in your professional life and beyond. In this webinar, we're going to talk about how you can use all the modern AI tools today to build a side hustle in just one weekend that can help you bring in income by next week. And it with being Wednesday, the weekend is very soon, so that opportunity will be before you. With me, as always, is my friend Mohit, who has been very successful in creating many different AI tools and applications that he's deployed into the market. And he's going to share some of his secrets and thoughts on how to do it. Webinar is being recorded, and if you have any questions, use the webinar chat or the Q&A, and we will get to you when we do. All right, Mohit, so many things that have happened in the last month. I'm excited to see what you have planned for us today. Thank you so much always for coming back and speaking to this audience.
Of course, and I'm happy to do that. Um, Today is going to be pretty fun, and the goal of this is to have a tangible outcome. So you guys should leave with a an idea of what a tangible skill looks like. So please connect with me on LinkedIn, but when you do, please comment saying, "Hey, I really enjoyed the webinar. I learned XYZ specifically in reference to this webinar." I don't want a common, I don't want to say pitch, but I don't want like common messages. Stand out, see what actually you guys learned, and then connect with me. That's it. That's all I ask. So today is going to be a mix of a slideshow and an exercise. So let's go ahead and let's kick off the um, the slideshow. And don't worry, it's not going to be death by PowerPoint. We will have a a working session as well. So welcome to Scale Your Skill Set, creating a side hustle with AI in a weekend. So let's talk about what you will learn in this webinar. So we'll talk about how is AI impacting the job market, why create a side hustle, what is the 8-step repeatable framework for testing offers, what are some different practical AI tools and how to use them? What is what are some skills that you guys have and market validation for a consulting business and we can talk about how to build a lead list. So this is just what we are going to talk about in this webinar. We're going to come up with a few ideas based on your skills and your resume and different consulting offers that you guys can take. So who's this for? So if you guys want to start a side hustle with AI, you have no experience with AI and you're willing to invest into learning AI. So I know that we had a few folks who were novices with technology. If this fits you, please comment, yes, this is for me down below. And so, without further ado, we don't gatekeep. We will talk about how to find a skill, what are some people you can sell to, and how to do product research. Yes, for me. Come on, guys. Cool. So don't just take it from me. Here's what I call my NASCAR slide with folks that have previously taken the webinar as well. And so, these are actual pretty meaty messages, and these are some actual not consequences, but these are some actual value add things that they had taken away from this webinar. As you can see, I can go on and on. Cool. So let's talk about AI. What's the new frontier of AI? We all know that it's changing the way that we live, the way that we work, and AI is associated with more productive workers and work of higher quality. A substantial number of business managers anticipate going down in jobs, but increasing the amount of output. Right now, I think that it's very achievable to run a $1 million solo business. And it's been done before. You guys can go on starterstory.com as well and also look at those folks who have launched side hustles. And given that we have AI, it's also very tough for the new job market, especially for like if you're a junior dev, if you're an entry level job seeker, it's really hard. And I don't know if you guys have heard, but Dario from Anthropic had mentioned that in 12 months, we may or may not have driven software engineers. In the last 18 to 24 months, the nature of being a software engineer has changed. I'm also curious with everyone's background. So if people want to kind of describe, what's their line of work, what kind of work do they do, that would be very helpful as well, just to kind of understand. So a researcher, product support, UX researcher and UX manager, IT data lead, AI coder, commercial HVAC tech, nice, solutions consultant, mortgage processor. Interesting. Remember that all of these problems that you guys will see in your daily lives, sooner or later, it's going to be very possible to build a technology for actually building a solution for it. So as we know that the nature of work is changing, a lot of work is going to fundamentally change. And so, for example, what I see is I work at sales at Salesforce. So the nature of my job is changing. It's no longer spending a lot of time researching what a company does. Now I can toss that puppy into ChatGPT or Gemini, deep research, and then I have an explanation of what they do. I can also add in a prompt where I can say, hey, find me current events and make some relevant outreach as well. So it makes it a lot easier to do work. And previously, this work would have taken me 2, 3 hours, and now it takes me 5 minutes. And AI agents are only going to get better and they're going to take your job. Um, Now there's a new thing called the agentic enterprise. There's going to be AI agents that are going to be taking over menial parts where you can focus on creating content for marketing, whether it's newsletters, short form video, articles, and also onboarding your customers and delivering a personal and customer centric representation. How is everyone feeling so far? Good? Are we feeling bullish on AI, bearish on AI? Let's do a little quick little temperature check. Amazing. Bullish. I too am bullish as well. I know that there's some people that absolutely hate AI, but I'm someone that loves AI. And I'm sure that it seems like from the vibes, most of us do. So AI automation is here. I saw this on Reddit about a year and a half ago, where this person automated their entire job and they just had to be copied and pasted. I think previously it could have been done by Python, but now you could probably just code something in Claude code and boom, it's there. It takes an hour per day. And I think that this type of resolution is only going to get further. And it's not just sales or programming that AI is coming after. It's coming after marketing, it's coming after finance, operation, HR. It is coming to sales and it is coming to product management as well. Um, with marketing, now you can have AI influencers, you could have AI generated ads, you can have AI write the copy as well. So it's really affecting the fundamentals of running a business and it's going to make you do a lot more with a lot less, with a lot fewer resources as well. So doom and gloom. Is this going to be you, or are you guys going to use this as a chance where a window of opportunity opens? Please comment down below if you think doom or gloom, and I'm very curious to hear what if you're a doomer, why so? Doom, interesting. Doom and gloom. We should be changing that to boom because it actually works. So let's talk about how to scale your skill set, how to create a side hustle business in a weekend with AI. So my name is Mohit. I guess I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a marketer at heart. I have a background in media. I bought around $10 million worth of real estate. I've created a book as well, which it is a paper copy. So, you know, it's not AI. I use no AI as well. I'm a vibe coder aficionado, and I've failed a lot, and it's okay to fail, but the reason why we're here is so that I can share my mistakes with you and the frameworks that I've created and the lessons that I've learned, so you guys don't have to make those, and you guys can skip the mistakes that I've learned and just reap the benefits. Does that sound good? Does that sound like a fair trade? Oh. I don't know if my filter, cool. Sounds like a pretty fair trade, right? We're not really asking much from you. We're just asking for the next 45 minutes of your time. In exchange, you guys might learn something that you guys already have deep down, and you guys can have a consulting business to try and make some extra money for it. The Amazon link is in the chat. Albert had done it. I can send it later. And so, I mean, I was in the top 1% globally for politeness. I'm an alleged elite vibe coder according to Lovable. I thought this was a pretty fun little stat as well. So let's talk about some of the recent projects, just so you know that I'm not creating nonsense. So one of my things that I've created is called Mohit OS. And what this is a personal project management app for all of my team where I can have all of my team from different parts of the world come in, look at their focus, and accomplish their tasks as well. This is also one of my side businesses too. So just to let you know that I actually like practice what I preach. Here's my earnings report. And if I look for the last 6 months, you can see that, 18K last year, 5K, 6K, all of that. And for the last 12 months, as you can see, I'm averaging around 5,600. So this business we had a 30K month, 25K month, 27. This is all while I maintain a full-time job. So I'm practicing what I preach. I also do have several other experiments going on. One of them is called Sales OS Labs as well. So this is an AI enablement for software services. And I built these resources as well. So I built this prompt library, I built this collateral generating tool, and I also built this proposals generator as well. So what I'm basically saying with this is that I actively make products, and you guys should believe me. Cool. So let's go back to the actual presentation. So let's talk about a side hustle. So sad that tools like this are an excuse for people not working side by side together. I mean, look, the world is changing, Art. Wes, most of these were built through Lovable. Right now, I'm experimenting with Claude Code as well. And Sylvia, the gap for between using AI to make money and just for fun is that what you don't know what the market's about. There are probably problems that you guys have in your daily life, which you think that there should be a solution. These are the problems that you guys should be addressing with low code or no code tools like Lovable, Claude Code, or Cursor. And then if you guys are experiencing this, then we can do the same thing and establish a product and hopefully start charging for it. You may not be successful on your first try. MSN, we started this in 2017 and we almost went bankrupt. So it's taken me almost 10 years. Are there any paid subscriptions that are required to build these agents or products? Lovable is free for 5 prompts, and Claude Code and Codex, I believe, are $20 a month for ChatGPT. They're available. For $20 a month, I think it's pretty good, but there are some free tiers. Also, if you're a student, a lot of these companies have student plans as well. So let's talk about why a side hustle. So, how many of you guys have been laid off before and have your only source of income taken away? Please write it in the comments if you guys had. Nina, you've had that. Yeah, Willie, Jesse, it sucks. I've been on that side before where I've hit a great quarter and then, a month later, hey, sorry, we're letting you go. Multiple streams of income are super important because with a side hustle especially, it's good to diversify your income. You already have skills. You were hired previously because of a skill set that you possessed. It's time to turn that into revenue. It's also very important to build something that you can own. When you work for a company, there might be clauses in your employment contract stating that anything that you build on company time is their IP. You want to make sure that you have something that's your IP that you can constantly resell. And the good thing about a side hustle, I like consulting, is that you can do it in one weekend and you can hedge against economic uncertainty. The goal is that you can eventually turn this into a sellable asset, whether it's a book of business, a software product, or anything like that. And the centralized theme about this is that these are pretty general, like it's generally a pretty low startup cost. We're talking about under $100. So if you think about that, under $100 to create something that could give you 1,000, 2,000, $5,000 per month. Hell, my MSN side hustle made me $30,000 in a single month. That's unfathomable, and it's sometimes more than I make in my day job. So we all have a bright idea. Your expertise is valuable. And the main thing that I see people struggle with is how to identify your strengths. What are some in-demand skills that you possess, and what are some industries that need your expertise? And we're going to talk about how to figure out opportunities using SWOT analysis and other tools like that. So let's talk about the eight-step roadmap without further ado. This is my um, maybe this is the eight-step roadmap that I've learned so much about. So first, you want to talk about what is your offer? What's your idea? Two is we're going to talk about your ICP. So who are my customers actually? Like in a dream world, who are 100 of my customers? Three is what is available online. With tools like deep research, it's been easier to do than ever. Four is how do I set up landing pages? So, okay, great. I have an idea of what I want to sell. I know who I want to sell to. I know what are the other options on the market. How do I drive traffic to myself? Five is how do I find my first 5 to 10 customers? And after I get some feedback, what happens? And seven is once I have a sale, how do I do fulfillment? How do I create standard operating procedures? How do I onboard my AI agent swarm? How do I onboard my team? And then eventually, how do I scale operations? Most of the time, people struggle with 1 through 5. And 1 through 3 is pretty easy. 1 to 4, pretty easy. Number 5 is fairly difficult as well. So, what is Scale Your Skill Set? This is a course helping you launch a consulting offer using AI. But at the end of this webinar, what you're going to be able to do is understand what kind of skill set you have. And in the course itself, we'll talk you through how to build a lead list, how to send cold emails, and how to get in front of your audience as well. Cool. So we'll talk about building infrastructure, email infrastructure, scaling and measuring success. What is the automate, delegate, execute framework? Who are your customers? How do you get them? And ultimately, how do I build a small business? So we've kind of gone over the formula, and my framework is KISS, keep it simple, stupid. So let's talk about tools. I'm not going to gatekeep. So some of my favorite tools are ChatGPT Pro, Claude, Open Router is very interesting. I love Gemini. Merlin AI too allows you to use a bunch of these different models based on what the inputs are. Perplexity used to be really good. I still use it from time to time. Lovable is fantastic. Canva is great if you're pretty new to to creating graphics. For websites, I like to use Card, Namecheap, templates, WordPress, Wix, anything. We have outbound systems and how to hire VAs as well. Cool. So let's talk about the cost to get started. This isn't free, unfortunately, but previously, what would have taken you, $2,000 or $3,000 will cost you under $100 per month. So it's a lot nicer, it's a lot more approachable, and it can give you a lot more scale if you keep at it. The biggest thing that I see is that people do not stay consistent with it. They'll tackle it in a weekend, but over one idea, and then maybe that'll fail. The key is to continue to test different offers. All right, let's talk about an AI exercise. So, what we'll want to do is go into Chat GPT. You could go into Chat GPT, you can use Claude. I like to use Chat. How does everyone feel so far? Are you guys with me? Is it confusing? Is it too much? Great. Awesome. Also, what we're going to be doing is going into go to scale your skill set at XYZ. What we're going to be doing is going into LinkedIn right now. And what we are going to do is understand what are our skill sets. So go into LinkedIn, go into your profile. Then what you'll want to do is click resources and then go to save to PDF. So the reason why we're doing this is because we want our experience from our LinkedIn to be sorted into PDF and we're going to have GPT analyze it. Is everyone with me so far? And then once we go to scale your skill set, it'll have the prompts there as well. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is attach this, and then I'm going to copy this prompt. And so basically what it's saying is that analyze this LinkedIn profile, generate 20 specific side hustle ideas that align closely with this person's LinkedIn. For each idea, include target customer profile. What's the core problem that we're actually solving? What are some of the deliverables? What are some of the different price ranges? And and 3 bullet points for why they're qualified. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and start this. Is the website working for everyone else? Cool. Okay, Jesse, I don't know why it's not working for you. Cool. Has everyone inserted the prompt into their LLM of choice? Okay, that's weird. Um, okay, it's weird that it's working for some people. Yeah, so Albert had posted the prompt in the chat. Yeah. So what once we've done that, what the output is going to look like is it'll list out the advantages that we have that are unique to us. And then it'll also generate 20 different 20 different ideas that we have. So for me, it's real estate syndication, pitch deck consulting, Salesforce ROI business case builder, real estate underwriting workshop, go-to-market advisory for early stage SaaS, social selling, personal brand coaching, so on and so forth. So it'll create 20 different ideas and it'll also create a big picture assessment. It'll help identify your leverage into three main buckets. So has everyone had a chance to paste that in? Yeah, still doing that. Why don't we share with the class kind of what are some of the results that we got? And from 1 through 10, you can't pick seven. How closely aligned with your skills and your interests are there? So Wes, how you get to the PDF is you go under your profile and view profile, and then you'll go to resources and then save to PDF. So like on a scale of 1 through 10, you can't pick seven. How closely aligned do you think it is with your skill set? And do you think that you would enjoy building a business within this domain? 10, thank you, Albert. I would say it's like a 9 for me. 10, it should be a 10. This is literally based on your data as well. So does everyone kind of see the logic in why we have this? Because the whole point of doing something is to understand the why behind it and to retain critical thinking. So what we're going to go ahead and do next is we have another prompt. So let me say this is from Reem. What you'll have to do is put your PDF of your LinkedIn profile into ChatGPT and then copy the prompt from above. And once you have the prompts of 20 different ideas, it'll go ahead and bucket it into three main domains that you have and then and help you like fill out your skill set. So what we're going to do next is because we have 20 different ideas, we have to categorize them as well. So we want to streamline it for what's the ease of setup, what's the profitability, scalability, barrier to entry, and how well does it align with your skill set too. You can use ChatGPT, you can use Claude, you can use Grok. I don't really, your LLM of choice is whatever you guys want to do. I'm using ChatGPT because it's a household name. So let's go ahead and do this. So the logic behind this and what we're doing is we're trying to see what is going to have the most amount of leverage for the least amount of time. So on a scale of 1 through 10, you can't pick seven. How excited is everybody with the results of this prompt? Do you guys feel like you guys can actually build a business utilizing the results from this? Very excited. Good. Well, let's make sure that this excitement continues because what we don't want is you guys to end this webinar and once we have concluded it, 2 days later, you guys forget everything. We want to sustain the same level of enthusiasm and we want to sustain the discipline that we have. You guys want to be entrepreneurs, not entrepreneurs. So let's think like an operator. So this is the result that ChatGPT gave. So it honed it into five different topics, or one, two, three, four, six. And so it gave us like a table based on every single thing, and then it gave a super score as well. So what you can go ahead and do is then the top three based on the score would be a GTM or go-to-market advisory for early stage SaaS. Two is LP capital raise coaching. So helping new people raise capital for real estate projects. And number three is discovery sales calls audit. And it'll have a couple of honorable mentions as well. It'll also come up with the strategic insights. The output of the LLM will depend exactly on what LLM and what kind of custom instructions you guys have. But overall, how did everyone's response go? Was it in line with their expectations? Comment your feedback down below. This is an open conversation. Yes, in line. And do you guys think that it's sustainable to have a business in this? Showing more on the services side. Honestly, I recommend professional services to begin with. In this way, you kind of understand the problems in the industry or what people are solving. Once you've done services and you have people that will solve it for you, then I recommend to productize it as well. So if you need upfront cash, then do a services business. If you want a long like I think software is kind of a pain to do it, especially if you're not technical. But if you're solving a problem and you've created a service and you can create a product to help fulfill that service a lot faster, it's fantastic. Cool. If people want to paste what they're responding or what the LLMs are responding with, I'd love to see just to kind of see the diversity that we have. I hope everyone is still engaged. Quick temperature check. What do we like? What do we dislike so far? Yes, we should be getting a recording of the session. Cool. JP, what if you want to step away from your own skill set if you're not enjoying your work? Find out other hobbies you have. Remember that the context that we're giving with ChatGPT is just simply based off your resume. You can upload other works that you've done, and it'll come up with other ideas as well. So you guys can always add more context. What we're trying to do with this thought exercise is just to give you guys a little bit of brainstorming to understand what's possible. And Sonia, I have a full-time job and I still run this MSN. I do this with the help of around 15 or 16 remote workers. And then number three, what we're going to do is we're going to do a deep competitor analysis. Usually I like to run deep research. Unfortunately, we don't have that much time. So what we're going to do is copy and paste this. The goal for this output is to conduct a deep competitor analysis. We want to identify the core offerings. What's their market positioning? Are they the premium brand? Are they like the Ferrari of the space? Are they the Toyota? Are they the Lexus middle of the line? We want to understand strengths that give them an advantage and weaknesses or gaps that could be our advantage. And what is their pricing, so on and so forth. No, so remote workers do the fulfillment. We run a content business, so there's not really much client acquisition. For Sales OS Labs, I do have a person in India that's currently running my cold email campaigns. I do pay them as well, though. I hope that answers your question. So has everyone put in prompt number 3? Remember, it's an ongoing conversation. Doing that right now. Cool. Are you guys enjoying this so far? Is this useful? Let's get a quick temperature check. What did I do in the very beginning for marketing? I did cold email just because it's simple. You can get a lot of scale and it's pretty cheap. If you wanted to cold call, you could. That's a very tough skill. If you wanted to spend money on ads, you could do that, but there's also no guarantee that it'll convert. With cold email, you guys will get a lot of data for what is converting, why do people respond to it, and it'll lead to calls where you guys can get more direct feedback. What you guys can also do is you guys can record every single call, get a transcript, put those transcripts into a Notebook LM, and then use Notebook LM as like your it's got a lot of context for it, so you guys can use it to understand what are some common problems my customers are facing, so on and so forth too. And I also use ChatGPT a lot in my business. For example, MSN, this is how I use ChatGPT to create new topics for my writers. Idiot's Guide to Real Estate, this is a digital education business that I have. Sales OS Labs, this is kind of how I brainstorm through my ICP, through my, um, if I'm building any sort of software, this is kind of where I do my QA and where I give feedback as well. What did I use cold emails? What did I use for cold emails? That's actually in the course. I show you guys how to set it up. Um, and JP, what business can you use for a consulting business where you don't want to be in the room, but what to build instead? You can probably do like an IT audit or IT governance type of consulting business. There's money, there's riches in the niches. For example, I have a family friend who will they have a content business where they prevent phishing. So the more granular your offer and the more targeted your messaging is, it'll be a really good way to succeed. So let's talk about what the previous prompt had responded with for the deep competitor analysis. So we could see who some of the different competitors are. You could do, fractional CROs. It'll give you the competitors. It'll give you all these different ones, and you could see where exactly they're getting it from. So do I really want to be competing with them? I don't know. But the goal is that this is going to help you understand what you really want. This can be used for anything you want. It's ultimately the execution is up to you. But basically what we're doing is we're removing the friction of understanding and the years that it took for learning these lessons. So you can see, these are all different competitors. And the cleanest proposition is it has what I can offer. There are already existing customers, which is good. It means that demand has been validated if people are paying for it. So here's where I can stick out. For example, if I wanted to do a 48-hour GTM sprint, I can target SaaS founders. I can compete with fractional CROs by being deliverables first and being super quick. And instead of being very, thematic driven and abstract, I could have results ready. Excuse me. This would be very useful. So Sundar, this would be very useful for someone that's graduated college. Right now is super hard to get a job. And like I'm actually working with a college kid right now who's in sales. He ended up getting two internships through me, and he's working with me in some capacity for Sales OS Labs. He's 21 and he hasn't graduated college yet. So it's super useful, and we've kind of done this exercise with him. And so what we'll also do for the number four is what we're going to do is create a launch guide for the top three side hustles. And what we want to do is create like a market validation approach. Like, how do we validate this idea? We also want to create success metrics, a launch strategy, and a risk assessment table as well. And so once we have this, the whole goal is to understand what can go wrong, what is the what are some actionable steps that we can take in the next 30 days. And as you can see, it'll have different experiments. Remember that success is not linear and it doesn't always go according to plan. This you might have to reiterate, go back to the drawing board a couple of times, but you guys can achieve success as well. We have about 15 more minutes. How does everyone feel about with all of these prompts? with the results as well. I know that we've dropped off a little bit as well. All good? Do you guys feel like based on all of these already, we have earned your 45 minutes. We've earned your attention. Amazing. Amazing. What is something that you guys have learned? How has this kind of gotten your wheels spinning? I'm always curious to hear that. If I ask the same question to 100 different people, I probably get 100 different answers. Yeah, Conan, feel free to take a look at the recording, take a look at scaleyourskillset.xyz, and then, take your time in implementing this. You might not get it right on the first try, but, it's good to start thinking about that. Well, Wes, the good thing is that with 20 different ideas, you can iterate 20 different times. Although I sincerely encourage you to focus. So, what we're going to do with the last prompt is we're going to develop what are some we've developed some things that, we've our this is our plan. We're going to pick one thing and we're going to figure out what kind of KPIs we can track. What is the optimization plan for different improvements to enhance either efficiency or profitability? What are the scaling strategies in a KPI dashboard? The only thing that we have to do is figure out what KPIs we have to track and actually do them. And so, I mean, based on this, it seems like we have the 48-hour GTM sprint. That's the best fit for me. And now what this came out with is it helped us create a price range, what the delivery is, what the scope is, how we can expand that. What are some of the daily KPIs and sales KPIs, delivery KPIs? Here's the prompt. It gave us a plan of how to optimize it, how to convert it. This is all in theory, but it gives you guys the baseline and then how to scale it. So it'll tell you from A to Z, soup to nuts, what you guys have to do. And it'll also help you create a dashboard as well. So based on this, how do people feel? Has this been helpful? Has this been, do you think that it's going to materially impact your life if you knew how to create the outreach systems, how to scale, how to create the infrastructure for managing employees and AI agents? Remember, the 8 steps it's very simplified. The whole thing is you need to iterate and test over and over and over again. So I hope that people found some value for it. What you can go ahead and do is take a look at there's a guy called Brett from a company called Design Joy. He launched a productized service. So he basically offers, here, I'll show you designjoy.com. Conan, I would just find customers via, or no, designjoy.co, my bad. So he does like design as a subscription. He charges around, I think it's like 5,000, 6,000 per month, and he standardizes his output for services. So this is very interesting. So it'll give you a few different ideas. So when it comes to finding your first 5 customers, I like to use cold email because it's very scalable. You don't need to be in front of your computer all day. You can load it up. I talk about how to find data, how to find leads, how to clean up those leads, what the email infrastructure is, and how to set everything up. So, and I have videos I'm always adding to it as well. We do have a course at the end. It is called Scale Your Skill Set. Albert can talk more about it later. I wanted to talk about who we've had in the past. So Peter Zimmer, he was an oil and gas PM and a business analyst. AK, he was a big data guy, and we helped him understand what exactly was going on. He took the course about 2 years ago, almost a year and a half ago. So basically, these were the deliverables that he had. This was a live class, but what you're able to understand is you guys will actually get concrete ideas and you guys will get the systems that we've learned. This is an extremely discounted version as well. Here's Wafa. Here's one of our other students as well. It's very practical and the lessons are fairly easy and very structured. And Albert, would you like to take it away with pricing as well?
Yeah, so we're excited to offer pricing for all of you who are here in this webinar today for $77. I am dropping the link in the chat here, and we're going to make it 77 bucks, and prices are probably going to go up after the weekend. But given that it is Wednesday night, it's an opportunity for all of you to get started and get going. And what we have in this is 7 modules that include all the various different things that you need to do to get started, from the tools that Mohit mentioned early on in the program to some additional freebies, right? Like we know that AI has advanced and has moved forward. And if you purchase the course today, that $77 is going to go with you until, Mohit decides that he wants to stop updating it when, maybe AGI hits and none of us need to work anymore. But until then, we all want to work and we all need to be entrepreneurs. And so you get all of that plus some bonus videos and also some bonus resources on everything from how to reach out on LinkedIn to how to create your own content and everything in between. And so, yeah, get that today. The regular pricing expires Sunday night at midnight, midnight Eastern, midnight Pacific. So for those of you already here on Thursday, there's just a few more days left getting into the weekend to get into this. So check it out. Mohit, you created the course. Any thoughts you want to also offer on what buyers will learn?
Yeah, so you guys will actually learn the specific systems that I've used.
Hmm.
I've been in business to some degree for myself for since 2017, 2016, give or take. So it's been about 9 to 10 years. I've had some success. Um, and you guys will basically learn how to find your ideal clients. What are the systems to actually do it? How do you manage your talent? What are some different ways to streamline your processes and generally go from soup to nuts? I'm a big operations nerd and it's documented. It's video. If you guys watch the video and use ChatGPT alongside, you guys can do anything. The hard part that I see a lot of folks do is that they don't want to invest in themselves. And that is, just if you guys are willing to invest in the course and take action, then it could leave you a lot more fruit. And with that being said, we're always updating it. Any sort of cool tool that I find, I play around with it and videos will get added. What kind of questions do people have? Let's open the floor. We have another 5 minutes for it. Do I miss the collaborative world of the past? Yes and no. I feel like the live sessions were really good, but ultimately, like as I've gotten more busy, I can't dedicate that much time to it. So we're offering this at an extremely discounted version for where it was in the past.
And here's what I also think, Art, is that I think collaborative depends on what exactly you mean being collaborative. I personally don't enjoy going through sales CRMs trying to figure out where we won or lost. I honestly prefer the downstream activities from that where I could be creating content, devising strategy and using that data to move forward instead of taking days or weeks to do things that an AI can be perfectly well trained to do at this juncture. Um, and so that's not to say, right? If you love your Excel spreadsheet, if you love being knee deep in CRMs, that's good on you. I personally am a creative person. I think Mohit's a creative person as well. And so I'd rather say, hey, okay, let's go shoot a video. Let's put together a webinar and let's go blast this out so that people who need to hear this message can hear this message. Um, and so, yeah, it's as you said, right? It's about being efficient and effective versus effective over efficient or efficient over effective at the end of the day.
Yeah. And Sonia, is there any additional support to clarify doubts? Feel free to email me. At the end of the day, I mean, if you have doubts, then there's we give you the infrastructure and the systems. Ultimately, if you have some doubts about, well, I don't know if it's about the success or about the program. I'm not pointing a gun to your head, but you know, there is a refund, but you guys do have to look at it. I don't want someone to just buy it, go through all the content, and then exit it. Eric, what do I use for email outreach? Find out. I'm gonna gatekeep that piece of information. I'm not gonna lie. Um, and what's the email? It should be in the course as well. You guys could also email Albert, who can put us in touch.
Yeah, I also put the I also put Mohit's LinkedIn in there as well. And so, yeah, cool. Any other questions? Are we excited to get started? The cost is $77 US. Um, I guess if you were to take that, it's 108 Australian dollars based on what I see off Google. Yeah. And you know what? Look, if you want to not work with me, but if you want to like talk to me, I'm open to it. I too am vibe coding a bunch of different websites right now. And so, it's been exciting to finally figure out how to connect Replit to my host and all of that stuff. And so, yeah, Art, good. I'm glad you're excited to hear about all that we've shared. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Willie,
Yeah,
this course is self-paced.
yeah.
And I
So,
think we have 66, so about 67% retention, or I think it's like 65% retention. That's pretty good.
yeah.
For those of you guys that have stayed until the very end, how do you guys feel? Do you guys feel confident in your abilities? Has it been worth the hour that we've spent together? Confident. Okay. So we just didn't take up an hour and you guys didn't get any value. You guys got some sort of actionable item.
You need to be tech savvy to utilize this course.
Yes and no. I mean, it's built where it's literally like step by step.
Yeah.
Willie, you have a skill set. I just think that you need a little bit more confidence in yourself and you can execute it. I believe in everybody.
Yeah. Feel free to review the recording, Chris. I'm going to send the YouTube out either tonight or tomorrow morning. It is getting late here on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Um,
Most of the reason why I feel like people like, don't succeed with side hustles is because they lack focus, they don't have discipline, and they don't
yeah.
have consistency. If you guys can do those three, then that is the key to success.
The price will go up on Sunday, Cyril. Sunday at midnight
So buy now.
time.
While you guys are on the actual webinar, you guys should buy as well,
Yeah.
just so you guys have it, and then start working on it tonight.
Yeah, I might start a product marketing messaging consultancy over the weekend. Charge 10
You
grand.
should.
Why not? Yes, cool. All right. Yes, Reem, I know your emails. I have them when you signed up on Eventbrite. Any other questions? Any other thoughts? Are we excited to get started? Are we if you need a pep talk, send me a message. I don't know if Mohit gives pep talks, but
Mm.
I'll be here to
I'm going to be pragmatic.
yeah. Yeah, I
Like
mean
I
you
don't
all
need
saw
to.
Mohit's sales dashboard. I mean, he's got an extra 5 grand to 20 grand to play with every month. Um,
It's decent. Look, like I
Yeah.
can't be the one to be your cheerleader or your coach. That discipline and that want to succeed has to come from within. But I think that if you guys take the right investment and you guys have the right frameworks and the right tools, then you guys can certainly accomplish this as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If you want more prompts, go to Mohit's website. I'm going to
Scale
share
your
that
skill
again
set on
here.
XYZ for the same
Yep.
prompts.
And everything you want there. This does not include a prompt library, but I think there's enough free documents out there at this point, Cyril, where you'll be able to find prompts all over the place. And I think that, that's fairly well publicized at this point. I mean, Mohit's given enough of these where maybe AI has crawled our YouTube videos and it'll just,
It might have.
if you say act like Mohit, it might act like Mohit. What do you mean by AI names, Deshaun? Are you looking at saying, oh, you should use ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, Claude Code, something like that? And maybe that answered your question. Okay, yeah. So there you go. Um, yeah, Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude Code, Grok, whatever it is that you're looking to use.
There's Kimi K2, there is
Oh yeah, I
Gwen,
heard about Kimmy.
DeepSeek. Like there are all of these like models, right?
Yeah.
Like there's GenSpark, there's a bunch of stuff. Like in
You
the
want to make
course I talk
videos,
about,
seed dance,
yeah, like in the like for example, for
Google
some of the
Veo.
carousels that I run for my Instagram page, it's created via GenSpark. So there are very applicable technologies, and they are all free to start. If you see some value in it, feel free to pay. Otherwise, don't. You guys can vote with your dollar.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh yeah, it's a dummy button. I'll fix that. But yeah, if you guys have any questions and if you guys buy the course, I'm happy to you guys can write me via email as well.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Cool.
You all know
Connect with
where to
me
get
on
me.
LinkedIn.
Oh, yes.
Please please, and when you guys do, please comment like a specific actionable insight or takeaway that you guys got. And what's one concrete way that this is going to affect your life? That's one thing that I want to hear.
Cool.
Cool. Thank
All
you.
right.
Appreciate your
Well,
time,
thanks,
and I
Mohit.
appreciate you guys for spending the last hour with us, and hopefully you guys learned something new.
All right. Wonderful. This
Cool.
webinar was recorded. We'll see you all soon. We'll also follow up with a lot more resources and everything more. And we look forward to seeing you start your side hustle by the end of this weekend and some of the results that you have going into next week. Talk to you all soon and have a great night. Goodbye,
Cool.
everybody.
See you guys.